everybody, it's Suzanne and I'm back with another sales update video. This sales update report isn't just about my sales, but it's an overall business update. I'll show you some sales with all the numbers and what I have been working on behind the scenes because selling on eBay isn't all I do. I guess you can say I am multi-dimensional and always looking for ways to grow personally in all areas of life. Personal growth is an important part of our human experience, and I want to encourage you to think about these things too, because you are so much more than just an eBay seller. Which is one reason I include that personal question at the end of my podcasts, such as what book are you reading or what podcast do you listen to? That question is about personal growth, learning new things, and exposing yourself to stuff outside of your normal wheelhouse. Okay, let's get started. I sold this Wacol bra for $28. I paid $2 for this. Took an offer of $28 in 6 days, making profit $22.80. Next up is one of my staple items, a 100% cashmere sweater. I paid $5.75 for this. It sold for full asking price of $32.97. It sold in 1 day. Now that 1 day is the length of time since I last touched the item, meaning it could have been the first time it was listed, or I could have just ended it and refreshed it, listed it again, which is something I do every 3 to 4 months on my listings to freshen them up for the search engine. I actually had this over a year, so my profit was $23.03, and I include that duration to show that ending and restarting does help with your sales. So if you feel stuck, if your items aren't moving, this might be something you want to include in your eBay routine, is refreshing your listings. Some people never do it, some people do it religiously. So there's no way to prove it works. Could this item have sold in 1 day if I had left it there for a year? No way to know. But I'm rolling with the end and restart routine because I personally think it matters. Okay, this is a pair of Sugoi cycling shorts. They were very padded in the seat. I paid $3.25 for these. They sold for $29.99. It took 110 days. Profit was $23.56. This is a Rani Arabella scarf. Had never heard of this brand and have never seen it again. 100% silk. I paid $2.12 for this. Took an offer of $30. It took 54 days. Since refreshing the listing, I actually had this over a year. My profit was $24.42. Speedo swimsuit, yes, sold in December. I paid $3.75, took an offer of $25, took 6 days to sell after refreshing the listing. Profit was $24.48. This is a Carole doll, 10 inches long, a little soft baby doll. I paid $1.16 for this. It sold for full asking of $28.97. It sold in 30 days. Profit was $25.15. Another swimsuit. This brand is Maxine of Hollywood. Size 18, one piece. I paid $3.75. It sold for full asking of $34.97. After being listed for 68 days, profit was $27.39. Now, these eyeglasses I had for about 2 years, but that's okay. They're small, they don't take up hardly any room, and eventually all eyeglass frames will sell. The brand is Sophia Loren. The style was Beau Rivage. I paid $1.50 for these. They sold for full asking of $32.97, 9 days after refreshing the listing. Profit was $28.14. Here's another baby item. This is a Gund Fluffles plush with a little lovey. This was free at a estate sale where it was in just a free box. Sold for $38.97, was listed for 72 days. Profit was $35.19. Okay, another Nightmare Before Christmas sweater. I sold one of these the previous month. I had two of them that were pretty similar. I paid $5.75 for this. Sold for full asking of $49.97. After refreshing the listing after 16 days, profit was $38.59. Here is a beautiful item I knew would sell around the holidays. This is an Henri Bendel dressy wool cape. I paid $5.75 for this. Took an offer of $50. It was listed 54 days. Profit was $38.86. And I imagined someone wearing this to a holiday event, to a theater event, or using it for theater or drama. I did not reach out and ask the buyer why they bought it. I was just happy to get the sale, but this was kind of an unusual item and seemed like it would be used for the holiday season. Okay, speaking of holidays, I sold this Easter sweater. A cardigan sweater, cotton ramie material, size extra large. I paid $5 for this in a sweater haul back in September of 2023, where I bought a whole bunch of these kinds of sweaters for $5 a piece. Took $50 for this. It took 106 days to sell. Profit was $43.73. And not coincidentally, on the Facebook group today, someone asked if they should list Christmas items they did not get around to listing. And you know my answer is going to be absolutely. eBay knows no seasons. If you have it, list it. This is proof of that. An Easter sweater selling in December. So eBay knows no seasons. Doesn't matter. And even if you are doubting that your item will sell, you have nothing to lose by listing it other than the time invested in that, because seasonal items sell all year. Okay, this is a Harry Potter sweater, wool silk blend. I paid $4.75 for this. Took an offer of $60. It sold after being listed 37 days. Profit was $51.59. Here's another sweater. This is a Christmas sweater, size 2 extra large, also part of that sweater haul back in September. I paid $5 for this, took an offer of $95. It took 106 days to sell. Profit was $80.41. And my biggest sale of the month was this Ellen Will wig. Very pretty short layered wig. And side note, some of you have asked how I do this photo that is my gallery photo showing all sides. And most photo programs, whether it's on your phone as an app or on the computer, have a collage feature. So you can just make a collage like this. And I feel like buyers are more likely to click on the listing and look at it if they can see all sides of the wig in the first photo. That's just my personal preference. I paid $20 for this. Took an offer of $130. It took 14 days to sell after being refreshed. Profit was $93.49, and the buyer was thrilled. She loved it. I do offer returns on wigs because people like to try them on, see how they look, and that's totally fine. If it's returned, it'll sell again, but she was thrilled and it worked for her, so everybody was happy. Okay, I sold 30 items in December. Compared to November, I sold 29, so I do eBay part-time like a lot of you. I have 412 items in my store, and this number is slowly dropping as I have done inventory and purged some stale inventory, so kind of doing a reset. And I've been in this place before. It's easy to build inventory back up again, but just keeping you in the know on how many items I have in my store in case that's of interest to you. In November, I had 451 items. My inventory cost of the items I sold was $117. Compared to November, my inventory cost was $184. Profit per item, $30 in December compared to $31 in November. So even though I sold around the same number of items, this is the number I focus on is profit per item. I'm constantly trying to increase that. Average duration of an item listed before it's sold was 51 days compared to 53 in November. So, hey, at least you can say I'm consistent, right? Returns, 0. I'm very happy about that. This is January 9th. So far, no return requests for January. Some people call it Returnuary as people return Christmas items. I hope I'm not jinxing myself, but so far so good on that. 0 returns in December, and so far in January 0 as well. I only listed 15 items that hadn't been there before, so I'm going to tell you in just a minute what else I was doing during December that kept me away from my store. But I did end and restart 104 listings, so at least I touched my eBay pretty much every day doing something. And so if you're out there and you're overwhelmed and super busy and you don't have time to source more items, list items, photograph them, at least end some and restart them because that is activity on your store and the eBay algorithm likes active stores. So this counts as an activity and we can always get back to finding more items and listing more items because we are never going to run out of items to sell. Okay, other December accomplishments. I put my eBay store on the back burner in December to complete some projects, and that's really the perfect time of year to let it coast, let it glide along on the work that was already done. So I'm ready to hit it hard in January. One thing I did was completed taking inventory. No, this is not my eBay room. I admit to finding this wonderfully organized and color-coded eBay room on Google Images. This is what I aspire to. I would love to have it look like this. Anyway, taking inventory was completed and I found several items that were not listed and got those listed. Okay, another victory. I finished putting together the 2024 BOLO book. 125 items. It takes about 30 minutes per item to do the research, find the photos, and put the information together for each item. So over 60 hours of work spread out over about 3 months. And my goal was to finish by January 1st, and I did. So the book is in the hands of my graphic designer right now, and we are looking at a tentative release date of mid to late February. As always, this edition contains different items than previous editions, no repeats. And 2/3 of the items I learned since the last book was released. So I'm constantly learning and sharing that information with you, being your personal researcher. The items are evergreen, meaning they have been good sellers for a long time and will continue to be. This is not hype, this is not fads, only solid, accurate, evergreen information. This was a huge project off my plate, and I'm so proud of what I have put together for the eBay community. So look for that to come out mid to late February 2024, and I will definitely keep you posted on the progress of the book and the release date. It will be in my eBay store with the previous 3 books. Okay, the next project I am about to embark on, my sister, who just lost her husband in November, has been cleaning out her attic and came across a bunch of stuff from Jeff's family history. He was the last survivor of the family, parents and siblings all gone before him. So this stuff filtered down to him. And she was about to throw it all away. And I said, no, no, I need to look at that. We could make some money. And I offered to sell some things for her. I would not do this for very many people at all, but these are really interesting items going back to the 1900s. Jeff's grandmother ran a boarding house in Charlotte, and he also had some relatives in World War II with military papers and medals. Those aren't shown here. That's going to be in the next batch. There are old automobile purchase receipts, a wedding certificate, marriage certificate from 1900. I don't know if she's going to want to sell that one. Yearbooks from the 40s and 50s, ledgers. Jeff's mom was a bookkeeper by profession and just as diligent of a record keeper in her personal life. So I am really excited about this project. It's something new and different and interesting for me, and also a way to help my sister make a little extra money on the side. She has gone back to work, but and she's doing very well. Many of you have asked, but the eBayer and the rescuer in me could not let her throw these things away without at least trying to sell them. So I will keep you posted on this project as well. And I have not set foot in a thrift store in over a month, so I'm ready to get back to that. Goodwill has called a few times asking where I've been. Okay, this video is short, sweet, and to the point. Hope you learned something new, and as always, I welcome your comments. Have a profitable and productive day on eBay, and I'll see you next time. Bye.